Good morning, South Africa, and welcome to Constitution Today, the only show in South Africa that enlightens and educates you about the Constitution. I am Lelo Nambeka, and I will be joined by the three lovely ladies, Asenati Mbinja, Xolelo Mnyane, and Siyanda Mpangane. Those three lovely ladies, they will be with me as we will be enlightening and educating you about the Constitution. So why the Constitution it was created? The Constitution it was created to correct the errors that were made in the past. It suggests the ways in which it will govern our people and citizens by empowering their individual freedom and liberty. It also tells us about the basic structure of the political system. It is also known as a fundamental law in which it describes or reflects the aspirations and faith of our citizens.
Good morning, everyone. I am Asenati Mbinja. Adding on what you have said, I'm here to tell you about the layout of the Constitution, which consists of the preamble, 14 chapters, 7 schedules, 17 amendments, and 244 sections. The first chapter, which is the founding provision, defines what South Africa is all about, starting from the flag to the national anthems, etc. Chapter 2, the Bill of Rights. It is the cornerstone of democracy in South Africa. It enshrines the rights of the people in our country and affirms the democratic values in human dignity, equality, and freedom. The third chapter, which is the cooperative government, it deals with the relationship between the organs of the government. Chapter 3, cooperative government. It deals with the relationship of the organs of government in the three spheres, the national, the provincial, and the local. It requires them to work together in the best interests of people and in good faith. Chapter 4, which is the parliament. It defines the structure of the parliament and the legislative branches of the national government. Chapter 5, the president and national executive. It defines the structure of the national executive and the powers of the president.
Good morning, South Africa. My name is Siyanda Mpangane, and I'll be discussing Chapter 6, 7, and 8. Chapter 6, Province. It establishes the 9th province of South Africa and defines the power and structure of the provincial government. Chapter 7, Local Government. It sets out a framework for the local government. It requires the municipality to establish the whole territory for South Africa and provide 3 categories for the municipalities. Chapter 8, Courts and Administration of Justice. It establishes the judicial system and consists of the Magistration Courts, the High Court, the Supreme Court of Appeal.
Good morning, South Africa. My name is Xolelo Mnyane, and I will be telling you about the chapters 9, 10, and 11 of the Constitution. Chapter 9 is the state institution supporting constitutional democracy. This is when the state creates offices and commissions to protect and support democracy and human rights. This is why we have the Public Protector, the Auditor General, and also the Commission of Gender Equality. Chapter 10. Chapter 10 is the public administration. Public administration. This chapter simply underlies the values and principles of civil servants and sets out the Public Service Commission to oversee the duties of the civil servants. Chapter 11, Security Services. This chapter sets out the structure of civilian control of the defense force, the police services, and intelligence services. The police services is placed under the control of national government, and the provincial government is responsible to oversee its duties.
Morning once again, South Africans. I am Lelo Nambeka, and I will be telling you about the 3 chapters, Chapter 12, 13, and 14. Chapter 12, Traditional Leaders. It is a traditional authority that observes custom laws. It looks only on traditional matters, for an example, the kings, on how they behave and should treat the community. For an example, let's take the Zulu tradition. Chapter 13, General Financial Matters. It looks on how the money must be spent and paid by the state. The General Financial Matters, it tells us on how the money must be paid, excluding the acts of the Parliament. It also includes the South African Reserve Bank, provincial taxes, and provincial loans, and so on.
Now that we have discussed the chapters of the Constitution, it also consists of 7 schedules. Schedule 1, the national flag. Schedule 1A, geographical areas of provinces. Schedule 2, Oath and solemn affirmation. Schedule 3. Election procedures. Schedule 4. Functional areas of concurrent national and provincial legislative competencies. Schedule 5. Functional areas of exclusive provincial legislative competencies. Schedule 6. Transitional arrangement. Schedule 7. Law repealed.
Hello once again, South Africa. My name is ComLaw, and I will be talking about the most important chapter of the Constitution, which is Chapter 2, namely called the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights is a cornerstone of the Constitution because it contains all the human rights in which each and every citizen of South Africa is entitled to. The first right that I'm going to mention is the right to life. So this basically means that you as an individual have the right to life and no one can forcefully take your life away from you. The other right that I'm going to mention is the right of religion, belief, and opinion. This means that you can manifest and practice any religion of your choice, and no one can forcefully impose theirs onto you. The other right that I'm going to mention is the human dignity. This means that each and every person needs to value and respect each other. The other right that I'm going to mention is freedom of expression. So you are free as an individual to voice out how you feel. If you have any discoveries that will be helpful to the public knowledge, then you are not prohibited by the laws of this country to express yourself. The other one that I'm going to mention is freedom of movement and residence. Freedom of movement and residence means that the law of South Africa does not prohibit you from moving out or living in another country. The other right that I'm going to mention is access to court. So this means that you have a right to go and dispute anything that can be resolved by the application of law. The other right that I'm going to mention is you have a right for assembly, demonstration, and petition. And another right that I'm going to mention is you have a right to environment. So this means that you have a right to a non-harmful and healthy environment.
My name is Siana Mbangane. I'll be telling you the reason why it is important for you to know your rights. It is said that most people living with HIV are the most discriminated people in the workplace. On the 18th of August 2000, Mr. Hofmeister is with HIV and he was refused employment as a cabin attendant by the South African Airways because of his HIV status. He approaches the Constitutional Court because he believes the refusal to employ him is a violation of his constitutional right to equality. Equality says people are given equal opportunity and are accepted for their differences. SAA was wrong by discriminating Mr. Hofmeister because of his medical status. Mr. Hofmeister passed all the tests relating to the job application with flying colors. This shows that SAA has lack of nuance when dealing with HIV-positive person job application. In doing so, they violated his equality rights, and what they did was unjustifiable. SAA did not use the CD4 count below 340 benchmark, which indicates that the HIV-positive person is fully functional. Instead, they declined him.
My name is ComLaw, and I would like to add another right violated by SAA towards Mr. Hofmeister, which is the right to privacy. At the end of the day, Mr. Hofmeister does not owe anybody an explanation, nor has to disclose, nor is obliged to disclose his medical status with anyone.
I am Asana Timpicha, adding on another right that has been violated. Mr. Hofmeister's dignity has been violated because everyone has the right to be protected and respected, not discriminated.
Hello once again, South Africans. My name is Leilo Nambega and I will be talking about limitation clause. Rights contained in the Bill of Rights are not absolute and may be limited in a way of specific limitation clauses. So that's it for today, and catch us tomorrow as we will be continuing about the rights that can be violated. Tomorrow, same time, same place. Ciao. Bye.